How's it going, guys? So a little experiment today. So this has come about because I may have a job coming up where I need to be on a motorbike, need to be following other riders, I need to stop my bike, park my bike and get my drone in the air to get shots as quickly as possible. It's for a documentary, which is obviously something to do with motorbikes. And I need to be able to figure out which is the the quickest and most efficient way to get my shots, to get ready and flying as possible. So this is going to be different for different people and different gear and different situations. Obviously there's quite a few factors to consider here. Now I'm running all DJI gear, so I've got the DJI RC, DJI Air Units, and I've got the DJI Goggles. These are the version 1, by the way, not the version 2, which has just come out. All running the latest firmware as of today. There's quite a few factors to consider here. Obviously, is your drone ready to fly like this? Has it got the battery on? Has it got props on? Has it got the GoPro on? The settings all correct on the GoPro? Have you got your lipos all packed away in a lipo-safe bag, which you probably should have? So there's the worst case scenario and there's the best case scenario, but there's a lot of different factors which there's too many permutations for me to cover in this video. But there's 3 factors which are bottlenecks, technology bottlenecks, which are going to be the same pretty much for everybody, and this is what I want to find out today. And that is what takes longer to boot up and get ready between the goggles, the RC and the drone itself. So those 3 things, DJI Air Unit, the DJI RC and the DJI goggles. Basically, which one should you turn on first if you're in a real hurry and you need to get that drone in the air as quickly as possible, which is what I might need to do on this job that is upcoming. One note on that, now my drones don't have GPS. Now if your FPV quad or Cine Reaper, whatever it has, if it happens to have GPS unit on it, then I would say 99% certain turn your quad on first, because it takes quite a while to acquire the satellites and get ready to go. A mate of mine has got the XL5 iFlight, and that's got GPS module on it, and he has to wait sometimes several minutes for it to acquire satellites, depending on where you are in the world and all the rest of it. But either way, mine do not, so mine literally just has to turn the Air Unit, start transmitting a feed to the goggles, and it has to connect to the other units. So it's going to be a lot quicker than the GPS unit, so bear that in mind. If you've got GPS, turn your quad on first. But outside of that, I do a quick test now running each one of these so that I do one last and the other 2 are fully ready to go, and then figure out which is the slowest and which is the quickest. So what order sequence should you turn things on when you arrive at location and you need to fly now. So let's do the test and find out, because at the moment I've got no idea. Drone last this time. So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let's see how long this takes. So I've got the screensaver up, and now I've got the feed but no on-screen display, and I've got display now. Okay, whatever that was. Now let's try the remote control. So the drone's on, ready to go, the goggles are on, ready to go, and the controller is going on now. Okay, now, so that was how long it took me to get control with the RC. Okay, so goggles are off. And as soon as we push this in, we're going to start timing it, and 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, DJI logo, got a feed, and OSD hasn't appeared yet. It hasn't appeared yet. And still no feed. Oh, and there. Okay, that was it. So there you go. So that to me felt like the goggles might be the slowest, but let's have a look at the results. Okay, so just looked at the footage and got the timings exactly. So the results were the goggles came in at 21 seconds, the drone came in at 16 seconds, and the RC came in at 12 seconds. Now that's not what I expected. I really did think the drone was going to be the bottleneck. I thought it would take longer because it has to connect to the other 2. I don't know why, I just thought the drone was going to be the slowest. Now So in theory, this is the order you should turn things on if you want to be as efficient as possible. You know, perhaps like me, you're working on commercial jobs and you want to be able to not waste anybody else's time. If you've got people waiting for you to get the drone in the air, you want to be literally seconds do actually count. So, you know, in those situations, or maybe just an impatient git and you just want to get your drone in the air as quickly as possible. Either way, in theory, this is the order you should turn things on. You should turn your goggles on first, then your drone, then your RC. Now, obviously, I think safety-wise, to me, it seems slightly counterintuitive to turn your drone on and then your RC. And, you know, perhaps there really is an issue there. Personally, I've never had an issue, you know, turning any one of these on in any sequence, and I've done it in a few different ways to find out, and I've never had any glitches with the drone freaking out or anything, but turning that on first. But if there is any sort of safety issues that you know of, that you definitely should turn your radio controller on before your drone. I mean, it seems counterintuitive to turn the drone on before the RC. To me, it doesn't seem as safe, but I don't actually know. I mean, they're both designed that they shouldn't do anything if they're not connected to another device and they're not being told to fly by that other device. So in theory, the safety's the same, but let me know if that isn't the case and you know better, because I just really don't know. But anyway, there you go, guys. That's not the result I expected. Like I said, I thought the drone was going to be the slow point, but now apparently it's the goggles. They take almost twice as long to get ready than the RC, so definitely worth turning on your goggles on first. Like I said a minute ago, if you do have a GPS module in your drone, then definitely turn that on before anything else, because it takes quite a while to acquire satellites and to get its GPS position and all that kind of thing. And depending on how your drone is set up, it may not even allow you to fly at all until you have a certain amount of satellites acquired. So that is a bit of a something to consider, basically. Anyway, guys, silly little test, but yeah, I found out something, so hopefully it was useful to you. Catch you later.